China secures shots for global buyers as Europe faces Pfizer delays. Brazil has begun its COVID-19 vaccine rollout on Sunday with doses developed by Chinese producer Sinovac, soon after the regulatory approval for its emergency use, bringing relief amid a surge in cases. Sinovac's vaccine, known as CoronaVac, is the only one available so far in Brazil due to a delay in the shipment of the other approved vaccine developed by AstraZeneca. As some Europe countries struggle with the stagnated rollout of COVID-19 vaccines because of delayed shipment of the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine, more countries holding Chinese-developed vaccines ramp up mass inoculation given China's stable and orderly supply of shots. Chinese vaccines, with its stable manufacturing capability and easier transportation, secure doses for global buyers and fulfill the Chinese government's pledge of making vaccine a public good, stressing that Chinese-developed vaccines are increasingly a popular choice for many who scrambles for life-saving resources from vaccine nationalist countries, hoarding enough doses to vaccinate entire populations several times. Canada, for example, has ordered enough vaccine to protect each Canadian 5 times. Also, U.S. President Donald Trump in December signed an executive order to prioritize Americans for a vaccine ahead of U.S. assistance to other countries. China stands ready to help more countries which rely on some Western countries prioritizing only their domestic market. China has sent out COVID-19 vaccines to at least 10 countries, including Indonesia, Peru, Pakistan, and Serbia, according to Global Times calculations. 6 European countries described the delay as unacceptable and said it impacted the credibility of the vaccination process. Yet about 1/3 of the 27 European governments cited insufficient doses at the video conference of health ministers on Wednesday, Reuters reported. And 6 European governments asked the European Commission to pressure Pfizer-BioNTech to ensure stability and transparency of timely vaccine deliveries. So according to media reports, Hungary, an EU member, is seeking emergency domestic approval for the Chinese coronavirus vaccine rather than to wait for a review by the EU's European Medicines Agency. A Japanese medical expert, Masahiro Kami, a physician and a head of the nonprofit Medical Governance Research Institute, told the Global Times in a previous interview that Japan should consider importing Chinese vaccines instead of only Western-made COVID-19 vaccines, as there have been safety concerns over the mRNA-based Pfizer vaccine recently following the deaths of 29 elderly Norwegian people who received it. As for more information, Chinese-developed inactivated vaccines can be stored in an ordinary refrigerator, making it easier and quicker to be shipped in poorer regions, which help guarantee its accessibility compared to the mRNA ones. Tao Lina, a Shanghai-based medical expert on vaccines, told the Global Times last Monday. But then, according to BBC News Today, people in England in their 70s and those listed as clinically extremely vulnerable will begin receiving offers of a coronavirus vaccine this week. Prime Minister Boris Johnson said the move was a significant milestone in the nation's vaccination program. More than 5 million people from priority groups 3 and 4 will be invited from Monday to have the jab. It comes as 10 further mass vaccination hubs opens across England. Speaking from a vaccination center in Oxford, Mr. Johnson said about 4 million people had received a vaccine so far, adding it was now right to offer the jab to other priority groups. He said, "We're getting it out as fast as we can. 4 million done so far. I think we've done more than half of over 80s, half of the people in care homes, the elderly residents of care homes." Nadim Zahawi, the minister responsible for the vaccine rollout, said, although vaccine supply remained lumpy, he said he was confident the government would meet its target to vaccinate all 15 million people in the top 4 priority by 15th of February. So let's move to Manila defends Philippines deal with China's Sinovac for coronavac vaccine, BFF prices, but no corruption. Presidential spokesman Harry Roque and vaccine czar Ricardo Galvez say allegations that corruption has hiked prices of the vaccine are fake news. Their intervention follows a claim by Senator Panfilo Lacson that prices quoted to the Philippines were almost 8 times those asked of Thailand. The Philippines is among the worst hit countries in Southeast Asia, having recorded more than 500,000 infections and nearly 10,000 deaths. So Lacson had claimed that the vaccine was being sold to Thailand at $5 per dose, to India for $14 and to the Philippines for $38 per dose. He said the difference reminded him of an old story about how corruption was committed in Southeast Asia, under the table, on the table, and including the table. Lacson's insinuation did not sit well with Roque, who told radio station DZBB hours later that prices being quoted on social media, including one for as much as 3,600 pesos or $74 were fake news. Roque said the price offered to the Philippines was not far from 650 pesos or $14 per dose being asked of Indonesia, but stopped short of specifying the exact amount. Roque also added that China can change the price of its vaccines. It depends on which country is buying. That is the reason China doesn't want us to announce the price of the vaccines, because it may anger other countries that are not their BFF and purchase the vaccines at a higher price. And so the Philippines plans to buy 25 million doses of the coronavac vaccine and is in discussions with various other vaccine makers. The country, population 108 million, plans to vaccinate between 60 million and 70 million people over the next few years. So Galvez, in an interview with ABS-CBN Online on Monday, said coronavac price would not be higher than 700 pesos per dose, but added that the exact figure was confidential because the supply agreement had not been signed. And he added that he was in contact with Chinese Ambassador Wang Xilian and that due to the invoice intervention, the price had come down by $4. But the assurance of Roque and Galvez failed to impress Lacson, who on Monday delivered a lengthy speech at the Senate. 600 pesos had appeared in a price list submitted by the Department of Health to the Senate Finance Committee Chair Juan Edgardo Angara. In this price list, Sinovac was priced at 3,629.50 pesos for 2 doses, including tax, making it the second most expensive of 6 vaccines under consideration. In this price list, Sinovac was priced at 3,629.50 pesos for 2 doses, including taxes, making it the second most expensive of the 6 vaccines under consideration. Prices for the other vaccines also based on 2 doses were 4,504 pesos for the Moderna vaccine, 1,220 pesos for Gamaleya, which is coming from Russia, 854 pesos for any vaccine under the World Health Organization sponsored, 620 pesos for AstraZeneca, and 366 pesos for Novavax.